Hello, everybody. Something I was just thinking about, been on my mind for a pretty good while. But I was just thinking about how much of a waste of time it is and how pointless it is to engage with people online, in arguments. Discussions is one thing, but arguing with people online is like pointless. But I say if you are going to do this, while I'm saying this, I've done it in the past, sadly. But if you are going to do this, engage with somebody or argue with somebody that has made some comment you disagree with over some post, at the least go to their page and look at who you're arguing with before you actually do this. I mean, times before I would just spend all day back and forth, thinking of the perfect thing to say to somebody. This will convince them to see things my way, or I get so angry. How could they think this way? I don't understand this. It seems logical to me. Well, then you go to just search their page and see like what they've posted in the past, pictures of them, and majority of the time, even if they have a picture, most likely, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just a picture of probably some racial crap or some crazy avatar of something. But look at their page and you'll realize that most of these people are you're trying to convince somebody, you're trying to use logic on somebody that's mentally ill. You'll see they'll be arguing over this topic, whatever it is the news has put out for us to argue over that day, and they'll be standing up in arms about it against the population, I guess, going against the grain. But you'll likely see this is like, it is revenge of the nerds, more or less. The rest of their page will be like, from weeks past, well, couldn't get out of bed today, or nobody understands my trauma, nobody understands depression, or it'll be a picture of some kind of drink, 2 shots of whiskey. It's a 2-shot kind of day. It's going to be one of those kind of nights or whatever, where they're literally promoting the poison they're getting ready to drink, or they'll be. You just look at it and you can tell from a glimpse that their life is a mess, and who you're about to engage with is essentially the village idiot. In day-to-day life, if you was out at some, in person, and you spotted the guy that was wearing his underwear on his head, and he was pushing a pig around in a stroller, and randomly screamed every 5 minutes and smelled like hot garbage, when you got behind him, would you, if he wanted to have he spoke out his opinion, would you even acknowledge what he's saying other than just stare or try not to even look at him? You wouldn't stare. You would try to look away like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't see me. I hope he doesn't come over here and talk to me, because there is no point in talking to this guy. Mentally, he's on another planet. And oftentimes, this is the same people that we are arguing with online And as I say, like, before you engage, look at the page or look at their page. Maybe that's something to remember. Or the best advice that I've seen from me anyhow is do not engage. You know, you are not going to, it is soul sucking, and you will be, I don't care if you do convince them to see things your way, you have wasted a good portion of your life. And think of it this way as well, if you look at it as at the numbers, or by the numbers of, I was looking at this the other day of 330 some million people that are in the United States. 1 to 3% of the population, of any population, is made up of psychopaths. So if it's 1% of 330 million, that is 3.3, what is it? Yeah, 3.3 million. That's easy math that I'm struggling with right now. But, so that's at the low, 3.3 million psychopaths. And it said that 3 to 5% of the population is pedophiles. So do the math on 3 to 5% of the population of 330 million people. And a full 10% of the population has an IQ that is, I believe, is less than 83. It's 89 or 83. But this IQ is a level that the U.S. military has deemed against the law to allow them to even be enlisted to do anything in the military. Not even to, carry an ammo box or peel a potato. They have made it against the law. And not picking on these people, but it's just a fact. That's have that IQ of no doing of their own. They was born that way. But that might be who you're engaging with. A full 10%, that's, you're talking, you're talking 30 million some people of the population. So with that many people having, and that's just those things. You don't know if schizophrenia or multiple personality disorder or just simply nuts. I know of, out of 100 people, I guarantee you I could find 10 of those people that I wouldn't trust them to babysit a pet rock for me. So just know that most likely of these tens of millions of people are absolutely nuts. This is likely who we are going to get in an argument with and choose to take up our day and a portion of our life, of time out of our life that we'll never get back, and likely just bring us down is all it's ever going to do. So, I believe that's it. That's really all that was on my mind. Thank you. And I'll say lastly, what are we trying to do when we get in an argument with somebody on, some form of social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which I don't do Twitter, but any of those, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to win the argument? And what is that? How do we know we've won an argument with somebody online? I know if I'm playing a game of ping pong or checkers with somebody, I know if I won or if they won. But how do I know if I won an argument online? And even if I do win, it's like winning a contest of who can lick the most dirty Band-Aids. It's, you know, if you win, even if you win, you still lost. You know, and the other thing is, when you, to win an argument, you have to get in, the one thing you do have to do is get in that same mindset, mental state as that person that you are engaging with on that argument. And so, you know, no different. And if I'm going to win a game of water polo with somebody, I have to get in that same pool, the same pool that might be half pee, half water, who knows, but I have to get down in that same cesspool to compete with them and to win, you know, whatever competition this is. So that's just, that's what lastly came to mind. Thank you.